How's it going, Mets and overall baseball fans? Welcome back to the channel. And folks, we got a big discussion because the New York Metropolitans are currently in the market for one of the best relievers out there in all of baseball. But before we get into it all I ask is, if you're new to the channel, don't hesitate from smashing that like and subscribe button. Thank you all so much in advance. And of course, I have to let you all know that today's show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is your #1 source for all your sports betting needs, so make sure you head over to betonline.ag using promo code Bleav at BLEAV. That way you get yourself a 50% off welcome bonus. BetOnline, it's where the games begin. And now, folks, let's let the show begin because this is the second form of content today, December 20th at the time of recording this. Because speaking of one reliever, the Mets acquired another one, re-signing Adam Ottavino a couple hours ago. Make sure to check out our live stream if you want to see raw reaction and analysis to nasty Adam Ottavino returning on a multi-year deal to stay in Queens as the New York native preferably wanted to do so. It's great to see Adam back, but make sure to check out that stream after this video if you haven't already, folks. But now that the Mets brought back Adam Ottavino, they are still in the market to add to this bullpen, and they have been linked to, yes, Liam Hendriks. As you see from these reports going top left to right, starting with Andy, Angry Albanian, who's just a diehard Mets fan, a big follower of mine. Appreciate you, Andy. He came out yesterday, a full day ago, and said that something might be brewing between the White Sox and the Mets. And crazy enough, a day later, I don't know what sources Andy has, but he ended up being true, because then Andy Martino, as you see here from what Joe DeMayo of SNY was saying, Andy was on TV earlier today, that being an Andy Martino on the beat for the Mets for SNY, saying that yes, they are currently shopping, that being the White Sox, with Liam Hendriks, and the Mets are definitely a team to keep at least half an eye on right now. And then Michael Mayer, Metsmerized to the right here, says that yes, the Mets, per sources, are one of multiple teams currently in the market, and since then we've seen it reaffirmed from John Heyman of the New York Post. So the Mets are actually in the market for Liam Hendriks even after landing Adam Ottavino. I don't think that this is a situation actually where the Mets, by bringing Ottavino back, oh, they have no chance of getting Hendriks. No, they very much do. They're in the market. They've clearly worked on Adam Ottavino for a couple days now, and in doing so have still been in the market for Hendriks. So whether Hendriks is dealt or not is yet to be seen, but there's no denying that the Mets could land him. They very well could have potentially the best bullpen in all of baseball. And I want to give a big shout out once more to Andy on Twitter at Angry Albanian for first reporting, saying that there might be something brewing. He just said he heard something, within the industry and wanted to put it out there. He's perfectly fine if he's wrong, and he wasn't. So shout out to you, Andy. I know you're a great supporter on the channel, but I want to know your raw reactions to the comments below, folks, because Liam Hendriks is an absolute dog. Just the thought of him in this Mets bullpen. I mean, could you imagine the Mets, Edwin Diaz, David Robertson, Adam Ottavino, Liam Hendriks, Brooks Raley? I mean, that's as best of a five as you could ask for, and the Mets might be able to pull something off here. Now, what's the trade value going to be? We'll get into that in a second, but Liam Hendriks, for those that don't know, he was actually one of the first handful of videos I did on the channel 2 years ago, covering Mets offseason, first offseason under Steve Cohen, as Liam Hendriks, a potential signing when he was a free agent. He ended up signing with the White Sox, of course, but it's crazy to see this. Maybe the Mets are actually going to land him 2 years later now after being in the market for him already. But Hendriks, the past 4 years in baseball, has averaged between 13 and 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. This past season, in his second year with the White Sox, absolutely nasty, as you see here, with a 2.8 ERA, 2.6 expected ERA, and 60-plus innings. I mean, again, strikeouts per 9, 13.27, walks per 9, 2.50, and this is why I love Liam Hendriks, because he's not just a dog on the mound, he has a crazy personality. He's like Max Scherzer, he's a madman, but he's always yelling, always screaming, has high velo, nasty stuff with his fastball, the slider. But look at his walk rate. In 2021, with the White Sox, his first year in Chicago, he had a 0.89 walks per 9 in 71 innings pitched. This guy is absolutely nuts. He's had 38 and 37 saves back-to-back seasons in his first 2 years in Chicago. And with the White Sox really not knowing what they're going to be doing this offseason, there's a lot of uncertainties with them. They're a team that has all this potential, all this talent, but guys that are underperforming, guys that are constantly injured, that they may actually shop Liam Hendriks, who still has another year left at $14+ million and has a $15 million deal for the upcoming season after 2023, because he has a player option, so a club option rather. So assuming that that is still picked up, whatever that option is, he's going to be with the Mets for 2 years if they are in fact going to acquire him, or wherever he may land. Liam Hendriks is absolutely disgusting. As you see from his baseball savant numbers, all you see is red. Yes, he does give up some hard contact, as you see from the average exit velo, but overall 93rd percentile expected ERA, expected slugging 88th percentile, 96th percentile in expected batting average, K percentage 98th percentile, fastball velo 95th percentile. He's touching high 90s on the gun with the heater, extension 96th percentile, chase rate 77th percentile, whiff percentage 99th percentile, fastball spin rate 86th percentile, he would be absolutely massive Liam Hendriks. If I said Kyle Hendricks once, I apologize. I didn't mean to say that. Liam Hendriks, the Aussie, the beast that he is. If the Mets have any shot of landing him, this would be huge for this Mets bullpen. This very well could give them the best bullpen in all of baseball. So how much is it going to cost? That's a good question mark. Could you throw, say, a handful of middle-level prospects to get the job done? Possibly. Again, he's a guy where you don't know because he is on a high asking price. So he won't be as difficult as maybe some other guys out there if they were on longer controllable type contracts. That's not the case here with Hendriks, who's on a deal assumably for the next 2 years still. But again, maybe the Mets could trade a Carlos Carrasco. They've been shopping the idea of him. The White Sox can definitely use more pitching depth. For Carrasco's sake, especially if he's going to be dealt, the White Sox are a team to watch. Maybe the Mets could trade, not one for one, I'd imagine, but Cookie and maybe some other small assets there to bring in Hendriks if they're comfortable with potentially having David Pearson and or Tyler McGill as their number 5 starter for the upcoming year. A lot of uncertainties as to what type of package will actually get something done for Liam Hendriks, but there is no denying that if the Mets can actually get something done here, he is one of the best relievers in all of baseball. Is Edwin Diaz-esque with his high velo with the fastball, the nasty slider, so much movement with the spin rate as well, and he could come in and be a disgusting setup man for the Mets while you already have David Robertson and Adam Ottavino. I mean, the depth this Mets bullpen would be slimmed in on the best in baseball through the freaking roof. Just the thought gets me excited. I'm not going to get my hopes up. Anything can happen. There's no guarantee that the White Sox are even going to trade this guy, but rest assured, if they are, keep an eye on the Mets because they are in the market. And man, oh man, just the thought once more of this crazy Aussie in Queens. Oh, baby, that gets me excited. Again, not getting my hopes up. Just, I love me some Liam Hendriks. And if you're a baseball fan, then hopefully you do too. But Mets fans, I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Liam Hendriks and these potential trade pursuit that the Mets have of landing the all-star, the star closer / reliever for the White Sox and Hendriks? Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to let me know them all in the comments down below. Again, folks, thank you guys all so much for watching the content. Stay tuned for more great things, breaking news, live streams, whatever it may be. We'll be covering it here on the channel per usual. Make sure to check out Bleav in Queens podcasts that come out weekly as well here on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for watching again. I'll talk to you again real soon. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace out.